All right, all right, all right. Peace and blessings. We still let it, man. We still let it. So I think that worked, family. I think that worked. So Shemai, what you mean, like the state? What state I'm in? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We back, family. We back. We back. We back. All praise to the Most High. So we was in, well, we were in. Forgive me. I talk a little country time to time. I can talk proper, but I talk comfortably. All right, so rock with Ecclesiasticus 13, family. Verse 3. We were discussing and talking about it's really a war between the rich and the poor. And between time of getting reset, I was just thinking, how is this even important to people? Well, riches are associated with money. And we know that the book tells us that the love of money is the root to all evil. And we live in a system, where we striving to be righteous, to keep the commandments, the instructions, the precepts of the Most High God in righteousness. The system that we live in does not promote that. Actually pacifies transgression, promotes transgression, and call that which is good evil, and that which is evil good. This is the society that we live in. So at the behest of that, or who driving the ship of this system, is Satan, the adversary. And within his plan, the poor, mainly the poor, or many of mankind, I'll just go ahead and say man altogether. Not meaning every single person, but collectively, created a system where people would love money. And if they love the money, then they'll do anything for the money, including sell their souls, including sacrificing their loved ones. I just posted the video, if you hadn't seen it, Keke Palmer's mama on a live recording, on the phone, talking to Keke Palmer's, I think that's her husband or whoever he is. But she admits to selling or to sacrificing Keke Palmer for $30 million. So in that case, the people, striving to be like the rich who love the money, but end up being put into the way in the crosshairs of loving the money and becoming evil people. All right. Ecclesiasticus. Yes, indeed, have mercy on us, Father. Ecclesiasticus 13:3. Back to the message, family. It says, the rich man have done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wrong, then he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. So yeah, let these people, come in and slave for me, work at the pack station or work in my lawn service or whatever it is, work on my aisles to restock my shelves here at Walmart or whatever. Yeah, I'm going to use you to build my company up. He said he'll use you. If you for his profit, if you're going to be for his gain or her gain. Continuing on. It says, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. This is why here recently, it came out in the news, some corporation, I think they were dealing with some type of seed, but somebody died. And as the person died, the body is there. The manager or whoever come out and tell the other workers, hey, listen, don't mind it. Y'all keep working, finishing y'all shift. Finish y'all shift. Now there's off an offset example, but I can recall working at XPO. I was working at XPO Logistics, and somebody at one of the other buildings had died. You know, the warehouse building just hot. You know what I mean? Like summertime, ain't no AC, ain't no central air. Everybody in here sweating. You on the forklift, going up on the cherry picker, you in the air sweating. If you ain't got no personal fan, they at the station sweating, the janitor sweating, everybody sweating, unless you in the HR office. All right, but a person died. They was moving iPhones over in their building, and said the people were told to continue their shift then. It made the news in Memphis. So these corporations and at the head of a lot of them, they don't care about the workers. They say, okay, you dead. Guess what? Well, we gonna replace you. We got somebody else to come in and take your steam. We got somebody else to come fill your spot. We gonna have another sorter. We can get another driver. All right, so saying that to say, family, again, we setting our affection on things above and beyond what's in front of us, not getting too attached to with what the world is providing in this realm currently. I will continue on Sirach 13. Verse 5 says, if thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? So he gonna run game on you. And he will shame thee with his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice. And at the last he will laugh thee to scorn. After, when he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head. And he gonna look at you like, man, it's stupid. Manipulation. This is what we seeing going on with a lot of these people who are celebrities. The company will set up a contract to where, you know, one of the main situations they talk about is like what's happening with what happened with Prince, what happened with Michael Jackson. A lot of these companies, Future talked about it in one of his interviews. The people signing these contracts, they become rich slaves, rich puppets. They may have hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they still living check to check with those hundreds of thousands of dollars. So they still not truly free. The company get more off you when you dead. Your catalog, your masters is worth more to the people when you dead than when you alive. Like, oh man, because we can't get no more hits from Michael Jackson. I'm saying for all the music heads. We can't get no more hits from Prince. So it add more value to what the works that they've already put out because they're dead. This is what's going on. I see in the comments, expendable. Exactly. We expendable to them. All right, but I'm going to jump down here. Verse 16. It says, all flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. So this is why this was something that hit me during the week as well. I came across a video with Lil Baby. So I'm studying. I have to watch the other side too. During this time he outside, somebody, you know what I mean, you got a crowd of people, they taking pictures, they reaching for him. Hey, this guy touch him on the shoulder or whatever. He turned around and said, man, don't ever touch me. Don't you ever touch me in your life. Now what you want? And so the guy wanted him to shout his chant out or whatever, and he did it, and that's cool. But within this situation, what dropped in my spirit is that the verse about strange apparel. Not in the sense, well, most of us reading and say, well, you know, at the time of reckoning for the righteous and the wicked, those who get found in strange apparel, the Most High gonna deal with them with harshness. Not in that sense, but in the sense that if I'm rich, this is why they have these different types of levels of clothing. My shirt from Walmart might be $5, might be $10. Let's just say I got on some Nietzsche. Let's say I got on some Nike or something. You know, something that you know, this is a material that's purchased by the common people. You know what I mean? Or within the poor group. So me knowing that, when I see you as a rich person, I'm going to deal with you like, hold up, we ain't the same. You on a lower class than me. But if I pop up or you pop up with the Amiri, you got the Gucci or the Louis Vuitton, and I'm going to deal with you in a different amount. Okay, you my kind. All right, so let's take it a step further. When we're looking at these relationships of what's going on with the people in these industries, the celebrities, the chances of the person who's already within the circle, who done sold out, of dealing with just this person fresh off the street or a poor person, bringing them in, is not likely. It's not likely because the person who's rich will be saying, well, maybe this person just want to use me for my riches. And the person who's coming from the poor state may be a puppeteer because they saying, well, I want to maintain the riches with this person. So I'm going to do what I have to do, AKA what's just come out of the news with Cassie and P. Diddy. P. Diddy telling her, well, shave your head. She going to do whatever he say to maintain a certain status and level of being looked at as a person with riches. To keep that position with him, take all type of abuse. Just to maintain the riches and that lifestyle. Whereas, okay, so I'm saying, if me with my $5 shirt on, coming across this rich person, I'm going to be in strange apparel. They're like, I don't wear Nike. I don't wear no regular white tee. I don't deal with your kind. All right? So we got to understand that they going to cleave to that. They going to link with them rich people. You know what I mean? And the Most High tell us more about this. So continuing on. Let me read 16 again, though. Sirach, chapter 13, verse 16. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. What fellowship have the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. What agreement is there between a hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? The rich continue to get rich off the backs of the poor. This is not something that just my opinion. This is what we can find through research and history, through interviews, through confessions. These are facts. Let me continue on though. It says, as the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. As the proud hate humility, so does the rich abhor the poor. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friend. When a rich man is fallen, he have many helpers. He speak of things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. Because he rich, oh man, he gotta be right. Everything that come out of his mouth is gold. Everything that come out her mouth is nothing but pearls and diamonds. You better listen. So people will go out their way and take time out there to go listen to what these folk got to say, not because of the person actually, but because the persona and what they have. Because they rich. And why? They want to be rich too. Let me get some game from them. I understand that. All right. But this is what the scripture is telling us. So much so that the rich person could say something evil and wrong, and the crowd and the audience will listen, clap their hands and praise them for it. But I better not say it. You better not say it. All right, so the B part of verse 20 says, the poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely and could have no place. So when that wise man speak, that wise woman, that poor person, like, who is you? That the people looking at him, analyzing this person, man, you ain't rich, so what? You in the same boat on me. Why listen to you? What can you tell me when you ain't got two pennies to rub together? Listen, but I might not have two pennies to rub together, but I got experience. I got some wisdom, which will save your soul. All right, because in the end, listen, the money, The materialist, I'm gonna keep sounding that along. This world gonna perish. It's gonna decay and fade away. All right, so in our time of gaining, make sure we gaining the riches with the Most High. Make sure we gaining a true relationship with the Most High. Storing up treasure with Him. Because those things, the gold and the silver and the diamonds and everything, listen, those things ain't gonna profit us nothing on the day of death. Notice how too, if you don't know, I'll tell you, it's all set up because all the rappers, these celebrities that we see, they all go to the same places to get the jewelry. Icebox. That's not for coincidence. It's set up to where, okay, we gonna give you this position to be rich. We gonna also direct where you spend your money to recycle it back to us. This also goes into why you do see so many of them. They just, you see this actor with this actor, they married, they get divorced, they go marry this other actor. They keeping it all in that realm. Because you can't take the secrets and everything that you've learned and what we taught you outside of this. Anybody who does come on board, who was not a part of it, like I'm saying, if you bring somebody to pour off the street, they have to be willing to sell out. Like I said earlier, you can't play the devil's game by the Most High's rules. If you're going to play his game, you got to play by his rules. And likewise, family, you can't play the Most High's game by the devil's rules. Let's keep that in mind. All right, continuing on though. Verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. And look, what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumbled, they will help to overthrow him. All right, so even when that poor man slipped and he stumbled, he fall, he comes short, man, them folk gonna add more pressure. They want him to be completely out the way. They're going to help him be destroyed. They're going to help his destruction. All right, let's continue on, though. Let's go to 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy 6. Shamika Simon, shoot, the jury that word probably is cursed. I don't know. There's a pretty nice observation. Let's go to 1 Timothy 6. 1 Timothy chapter 6. 1 Timothy chapter 6, saints. So it is a war between the rich and poor. 1 Timothy chapter 6. Verse 5 won't start. It says, perverse disputings of men of corrupt mind and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. Okay, now that right there bring me to another point. Outside of the celebrities of those who rappers and actors, we also have the people that sit up there as the preachers and the pastors. And they teaching their prosperity gospel. They saying, well, if you don't gain, if you don't become rich and you don't have money, or the reason you ain't got money because you sinning against the Most High, he not pleased with you. This a farce. It said those men, they teaching it to gain something is godly. But listen, my forefathers were pilgrims. The Messiah was homeless. He was a pilgrim. He moved about. He didn't have no stationary place set up for him. So what I'm saying is, family, the world and tricked so many people for us to feel like that's within the system created by the adversary. To where the people become so dependent on money. Now, money answers all things. Money is a defense. But also in that same verse where they tell you money is a defense, it say wisdom is a defense. So money is not the issue, it's the love of it and what the people are doing for it. All right, but I was talking about the pastors and the prosperity thing. Within it, What comes to mind is Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry. Why? Because T.D. Jakes, renowned pastor, is with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry lay hands on T.D. Jakes' head, he fall out. He done fell out. He done got hit with the Holy Spirit according to what they got going. Okay. But this stands out to me because this same Tyler Perry, who's supposed to be toting a banner for the Most High, supposed to be a about him. Is it a sodomite person, a person of alternative lifestyle, converting over being saved or living a saved godly life? The movies that, why did I get married? Within the movie, this man gay. This other man, he's a whore. He's supposed to be, his wife then gave him a disease. This man, he's straight up abusing his wife verbally. The other guy, okay, his wife running him. Like what? And which one of these movies actually teaching morals and standards from the Bible? If you're in a position to be standing in a gap for the Most High, and all your movies coming and your shows is just deviant. Plenty of the show, one of these others, just a bunch of gay dudes doing gay stuff, doing homosexual stuff. I don't know. They might flag the video for that. I don't know. So I'm saying, because he's in that realm, family, because he's in that world, he can't make no movie that's really truthfully justifying and bringing out the truth about that. That lifestyle is not approved by the Most High. He's promoting it. He's promoting that lifestyle. This was the swap out. So check it out. Let's keep reading. 1 Timothy 6. I'm going to read 5 again. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. But godliness with contentment is great gain. It's a big factor for some of us if you don't know. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. You came in with no clothes on. You might, listen, your body might be in that casket or be buried with clothes on, but still, even the flesh and skin we in ain't going with us. Continuing on. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Which drown men in destruction and perdition. Which drown men in destruction and perdition. Like, to be drowned is a terrible thing, family. You enveloped and swallowed whole. There ain't no way out of that. You can't even get a breath out. You fully submerged in it. All right, verse 9 said, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. You got Katy Perry. She said she started off singing in the choir. Same one, got into the industry, paid their price, sold her soul, come out with a song, I kissed the girl and I liked it. Now, imagine how many little girls heard that. Now you a minister of darkness. But you want to play the devil's game? You got to play by his rules. How many little girls and young women heard that? And then they went out and tried that. Kissed the girl and you liked it. That was a part of the segue of their alternative lifestyle. They really used a lot of y'all sisters. They really used a lot of our, they brought it in as the conversation that I had. They presented it to us first through the women saying, well, you know, it ain't too much of a it's kind of all right to see two women making out. They put that in front of us enough, and then we start to see the men. The Most High so called. This is why I tell us in the book, it said, don't prostitute thy daughter, lest the land fall to whoredom, which tells us sisters, all my sisters that's listening, listen. You a major and key role, major factor in what happens in this world. So much so they say, well, listen, we gonna put them out in front, the female, the women, and through their whoredom, it said the land fell to sin and wickedness. Through what the women were doing. It didn't even say the men. It didn't say the males, family. So they bring it out. They constantly put it in the forefront. Make our women whores. Make them promiscuous. Make them promote this wickedness. And then we see in these portals more and more spirits coming out, jumping in people, and they being perfect hosts for them. But who's controlling it? Who's funding that? The rich. Because they saying, well, I'm trying to tailor my words for any children watching. They saying that, well, that freaky lifestyle, it sells. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those who familiar with that saying, they say that sells. So they keep putting it in the forefront, using the women as a tool. All right. Let me see if I want some more on it. Yeah, I do. But let me take this back to verse 10. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. So they left from the faith. That's why I brought Katy Perry. You came up singing in the choir. Many others came up singing for the Most High, or what they knew and understood to be God, on a righteous tip. And then they converted over. Because they said, well, look at my life. I don't have this. Look at how small my house is. Look how small my apartment is. You know what I mean? Look at the fact that I got to eat sugar bread and syrup sandwiches and sugar milk and sugar water. I got to eat a bread sandwich. Somebody said they were poor because they had to eat hot dogs. You know, because so they looking at that and saying what they don't got covered in after what the rich have. They say, well, you know what? I'll sell my soul for it. Let me see. Let me see if I pull this verse up along the lines with that. Okay. So from the covenant, now I'm in Sirach. So hold 1 Timothy though. I'm gonna read this right quick. Ecclesiasticus 10:9 says, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one set up his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bow. So that covetousness is dangerous. It leads to a person being willing to sell their very own soul to gain riches, to gain fame and a certain status, to be up in that circle to say, yeah, I got rich friends. I dwell with the rich people. All right. Let me jump to verse 17 here though. Yeshaya Senior. There was Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 9. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 10, verse 9. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Shalom, Shalom. Peace and blessings to y'all. So we still in 1 Timothy 6. I'm going to jump to verse 17. It says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. All right, so those of us who seeking to serve the Most High. Who you may have been born in a family where you were wealthy. Understand this. That's not for coincidence or no reason either. He blessed us to not just hoard these blessings to ourselves, but to share it with our brothers and sisters. Now, I'm not saying for a person to go out the way and just you completely drive your your heritage and what you've inherited into the ground. I'm not saying it at all. Through wisdom, the Most High let you know what investments to make and how to help people. Ask him to guide you on what to do with that bread. It don't mean to be a fool with it. Because again, the verse tells us the love of money is the root to all evil, not the money. So if you in a case where you have riches, use it for the glory of the Most High. You know what I mean? Help the people of the Most High. I will continue on verse 8 says that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life. And see, that'll be a person's whole test. What you gonna do with this bread? Some of us been asking for these financial blessings and we ain't got it because the Most High know if he do give it to you, man, you ain't gonna be the same person. Some of the people want these riches, and listen, when they get it, their true colors gonna show. They no longer gonna be a humble person. They no longer gonna be considerate of their neighbor. You know what I mean? Some people are like that. They great people in a poor state. But when everything get to going good for them, listen, I don't even know who this person is. Some people like that. Let's go to 2nd Ezra though. Because all of this, family, this is what I'm telling you. This is why it's important. Let me pull that video up again. Let's look at it. Let's hear it again. For those who may have came in late anyway. Let's listen to Tim Garner. Listen to what Tim Garner say, family. It's reloading. Okay, there we go.
I think the problem that we've had is that we have people decided they didn't really want to work so much anymore through COVID, and that has had a massive issue on productivity. Tradies have definitely pulled back on productivity. They have been paid a lot to do not too much in the last few years, and we need to see that change. We need to see unemployment rise. Unemployment has to jump 40, 50% in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not.
He said we need to see pain in the economy. We need to see hurt in the economy. We need to see distress in the economy. We need to see sorrow. This was encompassed within pain, family. Folks around here with suicidal thoughts and homicidal thoughts because what they don't have. Said we need to see that so that they will know that the power lies with the employer and not the employee. This is a millionaire. He's rich. He's rich.
Economy, we need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So it's a dynamic that has to change. We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy, which is what the whole global, the world is trying to do. The governments around the world are trying to increase unemployment to get that to some sort of normality. And we're seeing it. I think every employer now is seeing it. I mean, there is definitely massive layoffs going off. People might not be talking about it, but people are definitely laying people off, and we're starting to see less arrogance in the employment market, and that has to continue because that will cascade across the cost balance.
He said we need to see more of it. He said they trying to increase it. They want to increase it. So look, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. I know I said something about 2nd Ezra, but let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Yes, indeed. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 10, right on it. Which this goes into the mindset of the ungodly. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. So within that group of employers, some of these people are widows. Some of these people are old men and old women. Definitely, if they not going to spare the old, they ain't sparing the young. Said, let us oppress the poor righteous man. So as he said, his words, he said it's a systematic change, which means this thing was organized. This is not something that just was sporadic or something. Now, this was an organized event, an organized chain of events to make this thing be what it is. They want that. All right. Now let's go to second interest, because within that, what I was saying that unemployment, what that can transform to, we go on to second interest 15. What that can become, because what that brings in, usher in for the minds of many, hard times, and in hard times, people become desperate. When people get a spirit of despair coming to them, they become desperate. And desperateness can lead to robbing, stealing, killing, whatever it is to survive. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So in this time, family, where this thing increases, and I'm not saying that it's going to happen in my time of living. This very message might not be for anybody tonight. It could be for some of our children's children, if the Most High allow it to be so. That's how I look at it. We might not witness their prophecy, but they may do. So, but whenever it does hit, you can bet your money that this is what's going on. So they're going to be invading one another. Meaning people intruding into your house, where you live at, your place of habitation. It said the course of their power going to stand. The course of their action going to stand in their power. So as much as they can do, they going to do it. It ain't going. The only limit they have is whatever limit there is. If they can use a knife, they going to use it. They can use an assault rifle, they going to use it. They can use a chain and tape you up, zip tie you, they going to do it. All right, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Here we go. Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Within unemployment, one of the products or byproduct of it is the lack of bread. You can't sustain your family. You can't feed yourself. You can't feed your people. Said these things are going because the people can't eat. They don't have access to the lifestyle that they've been living. This is a part of what these people on these rich levels want. They rather have a system where it's only the rich and the slaves that obey the rich, with nobody to get in the way to rebel and stand up and say, well, you know what? Well, y'all ain't paying us right. Y'all not doing us right. They want that. Be mindful, family. All right. Let me show you something else, though. Let me show you something else. Share my screen again. Share my screen once more. Listen at that. This guy on the screen, this man is in that realm of rich people. But I'm not so much so focusing on him. Listen to what he say, and then I'm gonna drop what I got from.
With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, it's checked by experts. Every stitch, tag, and logo. So you'll always get that feeling of real.
I have a daughter that transitioned into a son. My daughter Amai is now Kai.
Truthful.
And so and so I talk about the transition, not her transition, their transition, but my transition.
I want to stop it right there. Not her, his. You confused already. It's confusion in it already. Take it back, man.
I have a daughter that transitioned into a son. My daughter Amai is now Kai.
Truthful.
And so and so I talk about the transition, not her their transition, but my transition as a parent, going from ignorance and denial to complete unconditional love and acceptance.
Gotcha.
And I think there's a lot of parents out there that need to have that message. And
That's the whole thing for me, family. This is one of the people in the realm of the riches and who they use to promote the agenda. Why you didn't just stick to, hey, that's your life. You make your decision with your children then. He starts to say, well, I think it's a lot of parents out there that need to hear this. And because he's a guy that's revered and has riches, you got people that's going to listen to that and accept that doctrine of what he's teaching and what he's saying, and then begin to move like that with their children. Earlier this week, I met a older brother. He tell me he a PE teacher. He said he had a 12-year-old, 6th grade. Flamboyant was the word that he used. Said the little boy was a flamboyant sodomite. At 12 years old. Go further to tell me that, okay, he'll tell the boys to line up. All the boys line up, the girls line up. And when he go try to jump in the line with the girls, he have to tell them, hold on. Also tell me that at any given time that little boy would have told him, listen, I identify as a girl, he could say nothing else to him. He will only, so in a case where he might have been wanting to try to go into a girl's bathroom, then the PE teacher could tell him, hey, hold on, son. No, you going into the boys' bathroom. That's how they could go. But in the midst of that, if that little boy was to say, I identify as a girl, said he would have to be quiet and let that little boy go into the girl's bathroom. But that's set up through this system that allows that. So they pacify this thing. They pacify the sin. They present the sin as acceptable. Listen to what he's saying though.
No, I'm dealing with it. It was a very painful situation for me. But man, it's one of the best, funniest hours I probably could ever imagine.
I can't see your child come up to you and ask you, because you joke too much. So I can see your child say, Dad, I'm thinking of transitioning, and I could just see you take nothing serious.
I always joke. They know. I told my daughter, I said, nigga, you transitioning to your brother. You look just like him. See? I can't tell the difference between her and Sean. Like, I swear to God. 23 and 21. Oh, so but I gotta respect their wishes, right? And that takes, as a parent, I just want my kids to be free. I want them to be free in spirit, free in thought, free to be themselves. The more you know yourself, the more you can govern yourself, the more you live your truth, the happier
Salakia, my fault. Yes, indeed. What was I saying? Father have mercy. I done went on and on. What I was saying though, family, that this person, the position that he play, who he is, he has to promote that message because it's a part of the agenda for those in those realms of being rich. He have to say that he gonna accept that. You want your child to be free to transgress against the Most High. When themselves, they're not free. And I'm saying they're not free because if you look at any of them who speaks against that lifestyle in their community, if you look at them and they speak against it, listen, later on they end up getting reprimanded. They end up getting what you call counseled. And I mentioned the rapper, the baby. He said what he said about the community. The man said that they took 200 million from him. He was booked for certain shows to perform at these events. They took his name off those rosters. They took his name off schedule. He couldn't perform there no more because he spoke against that lifestyle. This is a part of that agenda saying, well, if you're going to be rich, this is the mindset. This is the mindset that you're going to have. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're going to have to accept. And he promoting that. Let's be clear about it. That's also a promotion to the children too. All right, so let's go to Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Deuteronomy 22, he said his child transformed. He said, not his, her, their transition. He said, I want them to be free to be who they want to, it sound good. But just because it sounds good don't mean it is. Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. It says, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Most High thy power. So talking about your child transitioning from wearing female clothes and articles to dressing like a man, being a butcher or a stud. That's abomination to the Most High. And we got parents out here that's pacifying this stuff and okaying it. That's something to repent from. Because the moment where we pacify it and we accept it like that, and I'm not saying it all, that, it's an easy thing. Man, that's a terrible thing for your child to come to you and say, well, Dad, I think I'm gay, or I want to be a girl. Or your daughter saying, I think I like girls. I want to be a boy. Man, that's heartbreaking. That's terrible. And I feel for any parent that's dealing with that. Have mercy on that. I'm praying for your strength. Within it though, as I mentioned before, some people begin to feel like they have to overcompensate for a person who's on their path. That ain't right. So much so where now, if I speak on that, I can be, I got to face some type of consequences of harshness. I can't even speak against it. So what about the fact that, you saying me speaking the truth and about the Most High is offending these people? What about their lifestyle offending me? So completely taking away my right, our right, those who seeking to live for the Most High. This is what I'm saying. The society and the system, the ship that's being driven, the pilot is the devil. Which is why I don't want no parts of this world, man. I'm in it, but I'm not of it. Okay, as much as the Father give me, but I'm looking forward to the new Jerusalem. The new heaven and the new earth is what I want. That's what I'm saying. This world here, totally upside down, inside out. All right, but the man don't supposed to wear what pertains to a female. The female don't supposed to wear what pertains to a man. I done said it before. It start off, you know, this person might feel like they want to wear this type. Your son want to put on some lip gloss. What? That transformed to him putting on a dress, and now he going full out to go get his reproductive organs surgically removed. It end up increasing into different things. This is why the Most High don't even plant that seed with your child. And any man, let me say this while we on it. Any man that feel like he gotta talk like a female, feel like he gotta act like a female, dress like a female to be funny, you ain't funny. Any man that feel like he gotta do anything as a female, if you pretend to be gay, man, that's in you. Ain't no real men pretending on no level to be like a woman. Sisters, keep that in mind. So if you come across a fella and you see he want to act like a female, smack his lips, hey, listen, something wrong with that fella. Real men don't play like that. Real men don't play like this, sister. Keep that in mind. All right, let me get something else though. Deuteronomy 29. Let's jump over. Deuteronomy 29. Oh, yeah. Well, let's do it like this. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 29. Let's go to Leviticus 20:13 first. Let me get the judge. Leviticus 20 and 13 before we go to Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. It says, if a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So we talking about if you living in that alternative lifestyle, and I know it's been some in the fold of the truth, you got a chance to repent, even if you listening to it now. Listen. Turn from that. Repent from that. The due judgment for that is death. And ultimately it's going to be hellfire, the lake of fire and brimstone. If a person don't turn from their way. Understand, the Most High ain't pleased with that. Don't let these folk lie to you and tell you that God accept you how you are. Now you got to convert to what he say. You don't do what you want to do with the master. I can't come in your house standing all on your couch and cooking in your kitchen, growing in your refrigerator, and getting your oranges and just throwing them at your TV, just wilding out in your house. When I come in your house, I got to abide by your rules. The Most High made us. We ain't make ourselves. We got to abide by his rules. All right, and I got another message in the chamber that this will be a perfect segue into it, talking about selling souls. Talking about also for some that say, well, if this is the Most High's world, why is the devil so powerful in it? You know what I mean? And so here's the example. Now I'll repeat it again as much as I need to, as the Father fortify my memory to do so. Imagine you got a company. You started this company, you the head of it, I come work for you. You got 26 employees. I get the whispering and this one employee, hey, no, I don't like how such and such moving. We need to overthrow him, get him out the way. Get her out the way. It's your company, but I'm talking about you. You get word of it like, oh man, that's how P feel. Within that moment, family, you got the power and authority to say, well, I'm gonna fire him. Or you can wait and see. Let me go about. I done told him, this person said, yeah, man, I'm with you on that, P. Then I go tell the next person. They like, nah, man, I love bro. I love Sue. They doing a great job. I can't win you over. Well, let me go to another. So I go through the company and pull about 10 people that say they don't want you at your own company. Wait till I done got all of them so you can fire each and every one of us all at once. This is what's going on. This is why the devil can move about the way he does. This is the growing of the wheats and the tares together. So that everybody who's going to line up with Satan, listen, you all don't going to burn at once. We're going to get you all at once. But everybody who's going to serve, listen, you're going to inherit all at once. We're going to get the kingdom all at once. That's what's going on. All right. So we got Leviticus 20:13. Let's go to Isaiah 14. Then we're going to go to Deuteronomy 29. Isaiah chapter 14. Isaiah chapter 14, family. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. Yes, indeed. All right, it reads, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which this weakened the nation? For thou hast said in thine heart, this is what the devil said, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I like this part. I will be like the Most High. I will be like the Most High. This is what the devil said. This is what Satan said. Now we getting at the, now let's go to Deuteronomy 29. I'm going to tie it in all together for you, son. I'm tie it all in. Deuteronomy 29. Keep in mind the adversary said he going to be like the Most High. Deuteronomy 29, verse 10. It says, ye stand this day, all of you, before the Most High your power, your captains of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and thy stranger that is in thy camp, from the hero of the wood unto the draw of thy water. So you got your elders, your men, you got your women, you got the children out here, and the strangers. These are the nations who among us. Check it out. Verse 12. That thou shouldest enter into covenant or agreement, contract, with the Most High thy power, and into his oath, which the Most High thy power maketh with thee this day, that he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee a power, as he hath said unto thee, and as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Check this out. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us this day before the Most High our power, and also with him that is not here with us this day. Why are we here? Because the Most High showing us that he made this covenant bloodline. This thing don't just stop between this person. It's gonna pass down to your seed, to your children. We get a clear example, even without that. He said he started with Abraham. I, Abraham, I'm gonna bless your seed, your earth. Gave it to Isaac. He shifted down from Isaac to Jacob, whose name he changed to Israel. Shifted from him to the 12 tribes. Now it's on us. So Marlon Wayans being in the realm with Satan, and Satan want to be like the most. When he made that covenant, his children was involved too. This is why Joe Jackson put Mike Jackson through the ringer like he did. This is why Dwayne Wade say he accept his son to be transitioned or transformed. This is why these children, you end up hearing about them in a sister being molested. Again, going back to Keke Palmer and her mama. Her mama sacrificed her. So the child was the fact that it was the point of interest, I'll say. So the children are also included in this covenant with the enemy. That's why they get to passing it down through generation after generation. He wants your children too. He wants our children too, family. And the rich don't care nothing about our children. If they ain't slaving for them, if they can't make no money for them, if they're not for their profit, like what we read in Sirach 13, they don't care nothing about them. All right. So here's something I want everybody to do. Here's something I want you to do. So let's go to Habakkuk chapter 2, though, as we do it. I want everybody to write down. I want you to write down, and I literally mean this. Get your pen and some paper or your pencil and some paper or something and write down a specific prayer, which I'll share with y'all what mine is, and post it in your house, in your home, in your car, somewhere where you will see it all the time to help fortify our focus on those things we should be focused on. We get easily distracted through the phones. We get easily distracted through scrolling on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, playing the game. All right, and when our focus is shifted onto those things, we're not focusing on what really matters. So we want that reminder. Some of us need that reminder. Write it down. I want you to write this prayer down. When you think of it, I'm going to share with y'all what I got though. Well, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1 through 3 is what I'm finna read. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Most High answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So the thing that I'm praying for to always include in my prayer, family, is that the Most High, well, let me just get it. Let's go to Zephaniah. Zephaniah. Right after Habakkuk. Zephaniah 2. I'm going to start with verse 3. Zephaniah 2, I'm going to start with verse 3. It says, seek ye the Most High, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. All right, so this is a part of the prayer. Father, despite everything I might petition your throne for, please let us be found worthy to be hid in the day of your anger. Let us be found worthy to be hid in that day. All right, because it's going to be ugly, family. It's not a time any of us want to witness. Said men going to be crying like women. What? So if the men crying like women, what you think the women do? What you think the children doing? It's going to be a horrific, horrible time. It ain't no pretty day. So within the prayer, if you forget, post it around the house as a reminder, like, yeah, man, it's something coming. And just like what we read in Habakkuk 2, it's not going to tarry. It's going to come. It ain't going to lie. It's not a lie. Even though you, like I said earlier, you may not see it. I don't know. We may see it. I don't know. But when it comes time for judgment, man, we want to be found worthy to enter New Jerusalem. But in the meantime, in the between time, if we are here to witness it, man, we want to be found. We want to be hidden in the day of the Lord's anger. All right, so that one. And let's go to Luke 21. Luke chapter 21. Luke chapter 21. Let's see. Verse 36. No, I'm going to start with 34. But 36 is what the highlight on. That's what the include. That's what I'm extracting to include in my prayer. And I'm encouraging y'all to include it in y'all's. Luke 21 verse 34 says, and take heed to yourself. Let's say any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life. Yeah, we faced with all type of stuff. And we got challenges to come. We didn't overcame challenges. All praise to the Most High. He done saw us through. All praise to the Most High. He keeping us even in the midst of our challenges right now. Things can be a lot worse. For those who haven't experienced it, remember we was on the corner begging people for food. Y'all remember that? You don't remember it because you haven't been in this situation. All praises to the Most High. Remember the time where you had to completely, those who have it now, all praise to the Most High who he have, for those who he have delivered from that situation. But I'm trying to make a point that the Most High been good to us even now, despite our trials and tribulations. Continuing on though, verse 34. And drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So that's the prayer. Father, let us be found worthy to escape all those things and be able to stand before the Son of Man. We don't want to get there in mind. We condemn. Hey, listen, I don't know you. I never knew you. Hey, send him on, man. Send her on. Whereas darkness and weeping and gnashing of teeth. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want to get to the judgment seat and he like, bro, I don't know who you is. Why is you calling me Lord? Because everybody that say Lord, Lord ain't getting in, family. This is what he said, take heed to ourselves. Where are you at in your walk? Where are you at with the Most High right now? With Christ right now? With Hamashiach right now? What is it that you need to be working on? Really look in the mirror and examine yourself. What wrong are you doing? What wrong are we doing? This is why inner man, I dropped the inner man. Forgive us, Father. It's things that we need to openly express to the Most High to forgive us for. We got many people that can point out the wrongs in everybody else, but they can't see the wrong in themselves. You can't do no wrong. If you feel like that, I'm telling you now, that's a wicked spirit. That's a wicked spirit. All right, so we praying to include in our prayer that we be hid in the day of the Lord's anger, that we be found worthy to escape those things that's going to come to pass on the earth, and that we be able to stand before the Son of Man. Let's go to Revelation 21. Revelation 21. Revelation 21. Revelation 21. As we get straight to it, verse 27. It says, there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, talking about the kingdom, New Jerusalem. Neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. Now this be the main, When I get done petitioning the Father for certain things I'm asking him to grant me and grant us, it's always, Father, if you heard nothing that I said, please hear this. If I get nothing granted at all, meaning whatever I got to bear in this life, if I got to bear that, so be it. But at the end of everything, Father, let our names be written in the Lamb's Book of Life, Father. Boldly on the day of judgment, that we can enter into the New Jerusalem, that we be accepted. That's my prayer. And I'm praying that for y'all, everybody who's tuning in too. Because my prayer, it's hard for me to pray selfishly. Like, because I'm knowing, man, it's stuff going on with so many people. So the prayer is always what do you call it? I must just say community-based. For all the sincere believers, man, all across the four corners of the earth. That's who I pray for. All right, let's go to Luke 18, though. It's important for this reason. Luke 18. Luke chapter 18, family. Verse 1. Luke 18, verse 1. All right. It says, and he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint. Pray more. A lot of us, we have gotten weak. The challenges seem way bigger than what they are because we ain't been praying. You ain't been talking to the Most High. A lot of us can't hear from him and get the directions of which way we need to deal with things because we ain't been talking to him. We've been too distracted. The focus have been shattered because we've been in the phone. We've been scrolling. We've been so focused on building a job up, building up the company and the business. We've been so focused on trying to write the music, come up with a skit, edit the video. We've been so focused on fixing on the car. We've been so focused on trying to satisfy the spouse. We've been so focused on everything that we ain't even been taking, actually setting aside. I'm talking about put everything on shutdown and speak and pray to the Most High. Like literally just, man, cut everything off. We be needing that. All right, so that we should always pray. Verse 2, saying, there was in the city a judge which feared not the Most High, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while. But afterward he said within himself, though I fear not the Most High, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And the master said, hear what the unjust judge saith. Hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? So in the meanwhile, while we sending up these prayers and waiting for him to move on our behalf, will we faint? Will you still have faith? Some of the people falling away, slipping away, starting to look at the Most High differently, like, what's up, Father? Why? You ain't helping me. I understand it. I get it. But I can also tell you, if you're in that type of position, in that mindset, more than likely you lacking somewhere. You ain't been reading. You ain't been praising. You ain't been praying. You probably need to fast, or you probably ain't done no true works of charity. These things refortify our faith and our strength and strengthen us as warriors for the Most High. So somewhere within those realms, you might be lacking if you feel like that. All right, so even within myself, where I'm at is, as the book tells, trying to learn to cast all my cares on him, to where I'm fully at the point like, man, I don't care. It's almost like in the world, they have a saying where they like, forget how it turned out. which that means that they don't care what go on. They finna do whatever they do. So there's something on the right end of things. Through faith, we should be able to say, man, I know it's going to work out for my good. I know the Most High got me, so I'm not finna even trip and worry about it. Many times, family say, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. So it didn't tell us the weapon went formed. A lot of times he let the weapon form to show you what he delivered you from. To show you that if a weapon didn't form, how would you know he was with you? If you didn't have no testimony to go back on and say, man, I remember them folk were trying to lock me up for something I ain't even do. A lawyer that I don't even know came out of nowhere, told them folks something, I was out of the cuffs. Immediately, all the other people was looking like, wow. Man, that testimony in itself is a telltale signal for us to keep to say, man, yeah, the Most High, he do be watching out for me. To refortify our faith, to think back on those things when we face with another challenging weapon, that we remember what he did before. He the same power. He the same authority that he always been. It ain't nothing too hard for him. This is what we got to understand and remember, family. All right. Let's go to Sirach 30, though. Sirach chapter 30. Almost done, saints. Almost done, family. So, this segueing off the clip with Marlon Wayans, his child transitioning, and looking at that child is going to be a vessel in this world for darkness. If don't nothing change, if that child don't repent, that's going to be an agent of darkness. So that's another generation that's going to continue on evil. So on the flip side, what we supposed to be doing? Sirach 30 verse 1. It says, he that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. So real parents gonna discipline our children. And within it, anybody listening, I'm not talking about abusing your child, because some of us have been abused. You don't want to be that person where you beating your child, and then you end up, the book tell us honor thy father and mother, but it also tell us don't provoke your child to anger. And many parents have done it about beating them, abusing them verbally. It's not telling us this. It's saying correct them according to the Most High, with love, with mercy. Treat them how you want to be treated. Now, he that loveth his son calls him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead. For he have left one behind him that is like himself. Proverbs 22:6 say, train up a child in the way that he should go. When he's older, he won't depart from it. The book also tells us, say, children are like arrows in a quiver. The arrow don't just go anywhere. The one with the bow aims that arrow. So you got a direction for this child. Some people say, well, let your child do whatever they want to do. And then they come up, pop up on you with their mindset. Oh, I want to be a female. I want to be a man. No, you're supposed to have some guidelines for your child to direct them. When they get old, then they can make their own decision. All right, but in the meanwhile, we training our children, teaching them. You don't let your child just do whenever, however they want to do. To be a parent is a great position of heritage to have. You standing still as somebody who, as I said, you raising a pagan, or you raising a priest or a priestess of the Most High. Now, I yield on that part. Let's get back to the book. Verse 5 said, while he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful. Verse 6, he left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. So when we raising our children, we admonishing our children, teaching them of the truth, the culture, teaching them of love, loving your neighbor as yourself, teaching them about Hamashiach, teaching them about the Holy Spirit. You know, everything that we instill, we grieving the enemy because we destroying that chain that the world trying to put on them through the hands of the enemy. What profit would a parent have? Would you have as a parent, as an uncle? Because it ain't even only boiling down to you having your own very children. For you to know all the knowledge that you have of the Most High, to be striving and living a righteous life, and you not telling that to your child. Like some people, you know, and this is just the facts. You know, a brother or sister may be fluent in speaking Paleo Hebrew. Fringed up everything, they on point with everything. Garments and everything. They pop up to the feast day, children draped up with the garments and everything. But if you actually talk to that child, they can't tell you nothing about those things that's coming out this book. Only thing the child really know is whatever they look at on TV. All they know is the streaming and the games. They can't tell you nothing about the truth, which tell you that the parents is not putting in time with the children to instill in them that righteousness, what we supposed to be sharing with them. So I'm saying that to say, man, we got to be instilling, Bluetoothing it to them, giving them something to download, transferring this information to our children about the Most High, and not just telling them, but walking with them. When they get out of line, hey, you got to discipline them. Get them back on track. That don't mean you got to be physical. That don't mean you got to abuse all the time. Understand that. Yes, indeed, it starts in the household. Which is what I'm saying. You got people that go out street preaching everything else. You trying to save the world, but your house going to hell. This is why you don't see me all the time. Sometimes I got to make sure I'm pointing to my own house. Make sure I'm actually pointing to the people around me, not just the people over YouTube or IG or wherever else. Make sure you doing it. If nobody get it, make sure you feeding your house. And you can't continuously always just rely on, you know, the teachers and the elders. Man, sit down, get in that book with your child. All right. That's pretty much what I got, family, for today. So I say keep enduring. Understand what we up against. Don't forget, you know what I mean, we want to sit down, write those prayers down and post them so that we can see them, write the vision, make it plain as a reminder that this is what we petitioning the Father for. These are key things to be prayed for. All right, any questions, comments, or concerns, though? Any questions, comments, or concerns before I close out? Jeffrey Brown, all praise to the Most High. I'm glad you liked the track with Kodon. Questions, comments, or concerns before we close out? Let's see what y'all got. All praise to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Nobody or nothing. Nobody or nothing but what He allows me to be. Isuru Ramonto, all praise to the Most High. Thank you for that contribution, Saint. May it be returned back to your household, pressed down, shaken together, running over, not just in finances, but in health, in wisdom, knowledge, understanding, peace, love, kindness, favor from the Most High, truth, guidance and direction through dark times. Though anybody who bless me, may they be blessed, and anybody who curse me, may they be cursed. And I say the same thing for y'all. All the sincere believers, anybody who bless y'all, may they be blessed. Anybody who curse y'all, may they be cursed. Shalom, peace and blessing everybody though. Tamika Patterson, I guess you came in late. Shalom, sister. Yashar. Shalom, Quay, Keanu, Noah, Joshua, Antoine, Molly, everybody. Everybody tuning in and everybody will tune in. All right, family. That's all I got. Yes, indeed, we got next, man. I love y'all too. Let's see, I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play this song, man. We'll close out here. This is where we'll close out.
Praise and tune in, man. Arrive, guys. It's more Namah, Malachi, Arius, Drake, TJ, Kristen, Ayman, Jordan, Zaria, Chance, my niece, Bryce, Juriel, Marcon, America, Elijah, E3. That's family. That's family. Forgive us for our wickedness, forgive us for our weaknesses, forgive us for our deviance and our disobedience, forgive us for our pride, remove this spirit, make us meek again, restore relationships, the devil sever, let us speak again, betrayal and turned up bitter, touch our heart and makes us sweet again, give him what to say to his son, cause he ain't been reaching him, forgive us for the robbery, we don't wanna creep again, whenever the elders dropping jewels, let us keep the gems. Please forgive us for the fornication and the lust, and please forgive us for the masturbation and adultery. Please forgive us for the drinking till we drunk, defiling our temples, merging on thoughts that's wicked in our mental. Lost family, made enemies. OG ran with the lemon squeeze, trying to survive in a den of thieves, searching for light while we hidden in the dark places. A soft answer redirecting all the hard faces. Move out the cities, we can move out the country. If the inner man wicked, it really won't mean nothing. Make my bed in hell, he there. A sin in heaven, man, he there. It's a war for our souls. Every day I'm well aware, but I'm gon' praise. Clap my hands and do my dance too. Anoint, destroy the yoke, drop something the saints can jam to. Matthew 24:4, don't let nobody scam you. Respect the persons, line up on line, connect the verses. Look in his eyes, not the one in the sky. See the sun in him. It's all love, no hard feelings, but I'm done with them. Gospel of peace, what I preach, but still a bomb on them. Correction, repentance, forgiveness made the bond stronger. Crown of life with the white robe, white stone with a name no man ever known. Singing a new song with the angels. The 4 and 20 elders carry the crown before the throne of the ancient of ancients. Yeah. Believe that ceremony, you know. All praises to the Most High, to the Most High, to the Most High.
All right, so see, we had a question. Can a man, let me see, can a man divorce a woman for defiling the Sabbath in his home after he taught her how to keep it holy? All right, so Matthew 19. And when it comes to questions like that, divorcing and marriage, you know, it's, let me say this first. If at any point a person want me to speak on their marriage or anything like that, know that a marriage is between two people. So to hear a full matter, I would have to hear both sides. But off of what you're saying, this is what I can tell you. You know, because I don't know if this person, if the woman is pleased to dwell with you. I don't know. You know, but I don't know her side of the story. How is she looking at things? So that's just to be to have equity in judgment. All right, but Matthew 19, I'm gonna start with 1. It says, and it came to pass that when Yeshua had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? So just any reason, can a man just put away or divorce his wife? Verse 4, and he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. So it's no longer decision that can only be made by this one person. Y'all together, be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. This is the Messiah talk. What therefore the Most High have joined together, let not man put asunder. Verse 7 says, they say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? Verse 8, he saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away, doth commit adultery. So if it's gonna be a division, if it's gonna be, let it be based off the grounds of it being fornication, family. If that woman is pleased to dwell with you, you know what I'm saying, and keeping in mind the book tells us the Most High hate divorce. But again, this all I can give you from the question based off just the question. Like I haven't heard her side of the story. You know what I mean? But we ain't supposed to put away your wife just for any reason. So if you're able to work that out, you're able to, you know what I mean, you may have to do something else and, you know what I mean, endure. I don't know. I always take it to the Most High first, though. If you haven't already, that is. I pray that they help somebody, you and anybody else, family. Elijah asked me what inspired me to do that song, The Most High. You said, okay. Indeed, indeed. See what else we got here. Noah Joshua. If you want to talk more about it, reach out to me right here. So in that case, you would have to see, you know, when she was divorced, why did she get divorced? Was it on the grounds of fornication? Stepping on Idol said, I have a question. When the school saying everyone else pushes all this wickedness. Okay, the schools and everyone else pushes all this wickedness. Or the world on your children, how do you get them to be focused on the Most High? So much distractions for the children. Okay, everything really gonna boil down to time. You know, that we able to be distracted because we give ourselves to the distractions. You know what I mean? I can't get distracted with the music unless I'm going and looking for it. The same choice that I have to say, well, you know what, I'm going to scroll on Instagram or look on whatever movie, I'm going to go watch me a good movie. I love watching movies. The same way that I choose to do that, I could choose to get in the book. In the same way I choose to do that, I can choose to tell my children, listen, come on. You know, we finna get in the book together. With being a parent, we do need wisdom because I know different people got different spirits. I understand. So asking the Most High on how to actually, you know what I mean, get your children involved is the thing. You don't want to be so like forceful at the same time. However, you want to be, what's the word? You want to be sharp about it. You want to be direct about it. Because we live in a world where the distractions are presented as pleasurable. Righteousness is not looked at and shown in the light and promoted as nothing cool. They promote righteousness as something that's lame, weak, you know, it's boring. You know what I mean? So you got to be creative as a parent on a way to make the righteousness fun. You know what I'm saying? And there's ways to do it. It's definitely, that's the word, stern. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so, but, we take our children and we, get in the book with them. Find some righteous that you could watch it with them. I usually give mine assignments. Hey, read this. I want a synopsis about it when you're done. We'll go through the book after we pray together. Talk about, what we read in the scriptures. You know what I mean? Just there's different ways to do it. But understanding that you the parent, you the authority in your house. I know that's different for those of us who your children ain't in the house with you all the time. They leave and go with the other half. I get that. But when they get with you, if that's your situation, same flavor. Sit down with them. Get in the book. Even at time where they may feel like, I don't want to do this. Still do it with them. You know what I mean? If the child, they're leading to different foes too. But I'm just saying, spend that time with them. That's what I say in short. Okay, Noah Joshua. If that's the case, then that's fornication, family. Indeed, I pray they help you though. Elijah, they suspended my account. They didn't give me a reason. And so they gave me a few things to do. When they suspended it and I try to get it back going, they tell me, well, we need your phone number. I was skeptical about it. Gave it to them anyway. After I gave them the number, they said they want to verify that it's me. They tell me, we want you to record yourself and move your head. And when you move your head, we going to know it's your account. We're going to erase the video. And I'm like, I don't want to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't feeling it. So now I'm not on Facebook. All praise to the Most High. Yes, indeed. Listen, a child, like I said, the book tells us children are as arrows in a quiver. If I'm an archer, I got a certain target. I'm aiming. When I pull this arrow and I pull back, I got a certain target that I'm trying to hit. I'm not just shooting it anywhere. So that means you got your child. So when I get in the book, hey, come on. You know what I mean? And then, it just depends on people's imagination. When you read, now listen, let's act this thing out. Matter of fact, you be such and such, I'm going to be such and such. Let's try to play it out how they did. And you don't want to present it because the Most High tells us in the book too. Take on his yoke. He said his yoke light. A lot of times you might be pushing it and pressuring it too hard in a way that it may push a person away or child away. Just let it flow easily. Do it in love. Do it the way you would want to present it to you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Saint. That's what happened. I bless you, Noah Joshua. All right, if y'all ain't got nothing else, that's all I got, family. Pray that the rest of y'all night be blessed, this week be blessed. Or anything that's already on a path that the adversary may have set up against y'all. I pray the Most High allow y'all spirit to be brought back to remembrance. That y'all got the victory and conquer anyway, that we have it already. You might get down. You might get upset. You might get sorrowful. You know what I mean? Anything that we did this week that was displeasing to the Most High, I pray that this week moving forward, we do better. Take it a day at a time too, saints. Take it a day at a time. He says, sufficient is the evil of the day. Man, we got enough evil to deal with in one single day. Then to be compiling the evils of tomorrow and so on and so. Yeah, we're going to stay mindful of the prophecies. And we're going to remain watchful. But we got to get through this day before we can go to the next day. Keep that in mind, a day at a time, family. All right, nothing else. Peace and blessings. Shalom.